Hello friends, in this video we will discuss concept of large sample test and what are the different types. So in the last video we have discussed what exactly sampling is and what are the types. So if you remember, we discussed the size of sample is more than 30, then it is large sample test, and if it is less than 30, then it is small sample test. Now we are starting with large sample test. In the later videos we'll discuss small sample test. So large sample test is divided into two types: test for single mean and test for difference between mean. So these are the two types of large sample test. We're starting with the first type, test for single mean. So this is the formula: Z is equal to x bar minus mu upon sigma by root n. So in this formula, this x bar is your sample mean, mu is your population mean, sigma is your sample standard deviation, and n is your sample size. So in this type, as the name suggests, test for single mean, there will be only one mean, and in type 2, test for difference between mean, there will be two means. So friends, you need to remember these two notes. These notes are very important and these are applicable for this particular type only. The first note is sigma can be replaced by S. Sigma, as we know, is the standard deviation of population and S is your standard deviation of sample. So you can interchange in this formula of Z. So if you use instead of sigma S, the formula will become x bar minus mu upon S by root n. And for type 1, test for single mean, these are the fixed steps that you need to remember: null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. In the null hypothesis, it will be mu equal to given, and this is fixed irrespective of your problem. And in alternate hypothesis, there will be two options: either less than or greater than. So these concepts are very important because it decides which test you are going to use. If it is not equal to, then it will be two-tail test, and if it is less or greater, it will be one-tail test. So what exactly is two-tail test and one-tail test, we'll see now. So this is your Z table in front of you. We will be using this table to get the value of one-tail test and two-tail test. So LOS stands for level of significance, one-tailed and two-tailed. Now one-tailed and two-tailed values will be different for different LOS. We are starting with 1%. One-tailed test. So 1%, as the name suggests, one-tailed means one side. So 1% will be removed from one side. This is your normal distribution curve. This is your 50% of the portion, and this is your 50% of the portion. So 1% removed. So that means you are left with 49%. That is 0.49. So we'll go to Z table and we'll try to find it out where exactly 0.49 is in the table. So see here, this is your 0.49 in the table. We'll go this side. This is 2.3. We'll go up. This is 0.03. So this side it is 2.3. This side it is 0.03. So 2.3 added to 0.03, you will be getting 2.33. So this is your Z alpha, 2.33. Now we're going to find it out value for two-tail test. So 1% removed from both the sides. Since it is two-tailed, so the region must be removed from both the sides. 1% in general must be removed. That means 0.5% from both the sides. So total should be 1% actually. So 0.5% from right side and 0.5% from left side. So in general, you will be removing 1% overall. So 50% minus 0.5%, you will be left with 49.5%. That is 0.495. We'll go back to Z table. 0.495. See, this is the value. So we'll go this side. 2.5. We'll go up 0.07. 2.5, 0.07, you're getting 2.57. So Z alpha is 2.57. Now friends, you will be thinking this is not 0.495. So see, we are not exactly finding 0.495 in the table. So we'll see these values are closer to 0.495. So if you're not finding the exact value, you can take near approximation. So this is 1-tel and 2-tel test values for 1% LOS. Now let's see one more example. This time I'm considering 5%. So 5% 1-tel test. So 5% must be removed from one side. So you removed 5%, right? So out of 50, 5% is removed. So you're left with what? 45%. So 45% is 0.45. We'll go back to Z table and we'll check where exactly you're finding 0.45. Yes, this is 0.45. Again, this is not exactly 0.45, but yes, I told you, we'll be looking out for the near approximation. So we'll go this side. This is 1.6. We'll go up. This is 0.05. So 1.6, 0.05. That means 1.65, or you can take 64 because it is in between. For 2-tel, 5% must be removed from both the sides. So 2.5% on either side. So 2.5% this side, 2.5% this side. In general, you removed 5%. This is your 47.5%. That is 0.475. Let's go back to Z table. See, 0.475. We are exactly finding the same entry in the table. So this is 1.9. Will go up 0.06. That is 1.96. Hope this is clear. Still you have doubt? No problem. We'll see one more example. Now we'll look for 10% and the same story. 10% 1-tel test. Yes, one side 10% will be removed. So you'll be left with 40%. 40% stands for 0.4. Again, go back to Z table. So 0.4 we are finding here. We'll go this side. 1.2 will go up 0.08. That is 1.28. So this is 1-tel value for 10% LOS. Now let's check for 2-tel test. So 10% must be removed from both the sides, right? So 5% from this side, 5% from this side. So you're left with 45%. That is 0.45. We'll go back to Z table and we'll see 0.45. See here, 0.45 here. We'll go this side. This is 1.6. We'll go up. This is 0.04. So the answer is 1.64. Now I think this is very clear. Still, if you want to try, you can try with 3%. This LOS can be mentioned in the exam, or if it is not mentioned, you can assume it to be 3%, 5%, whichever you like. So this is the concept of TEL. In the next videos, we'll be seeing how we're going to solve the problem based on TEL test and what are the different steps involved in it. Thank you.